Pisces, how you doing, guys? So we're here to do your future predictions and your messages, but to be honest, Pisces, I really don't know how you're going to take these future predictions because there's some very strange messages coming out for you. Okay, so I've wrote a load of stuff down, but I'm going to have to ask you to keep an open mind with these ones so I try and grasp exactly where they're coming from and what this is coming from, okay? But this is a Back to the Future reading. We start to do the tarot card reading after the future predictions of stuff that could be presently happening now or be coming up for you in May. Okay, but the first thing that I picked up was mark, the name mark, or a scar, or marking something, ticking someone off, and also narking someone off. Now in Britain, here, we used to have an old saying that you're narking me off, meaning that you're pushing my buttons and you're really frustrating me. Something is really frustrating somebody to the point where it's a mark on someone's skin, or somebody cannot lift something. Now, there could have been possibly an operation where someone could have gone through something that was to do with pregnancy, either a termination, something that's terminal, or an airport that's terminal. But sorry, there are so many messages for you guys. Please keep an open mind. Like I said, these can be a little bit sensitive because I'm picking up that something is very sensitive on someone's skin. Now, it is either the name mark, or it's a mark of, they're saying a mark of the devil that could have something to possibly do with a Capricorn. I'm not saying that you're satanic. It's just a way that they associate with me with channeling messages. But I'm hearing the mark of the devil. Now I'm hearing like scorned or scolded, or like it's a mark on someone's skin, or someone feels like they're scolded in a certain way, which is also pushing someone's button and knocking someone off, which is really pushing someone's button and it's frustrating them. Now, for some of you, this is an instant of where there's been an operation, or there's a future operation for some of you, where it might have been on the skin near the arm, or it's the name mark, because they keep saying a mark, a mark, a mark, a mark, which is also a lot of work as well, right? Which is a pen, and a lot of marking, like a teacher and all that kind of stuff, and it's correcting people, and it's making a lot of corrections and directions and all this kind of thing, directing a company or directing something that seems to, we'll go into that one, because I'm picking up like predicting weather and all that kind of stuff, right? Heather also, but also weather. Now, when I did this before, but I had to turn the camera off because I've had so many interruptions, it's unreal, guys, sorry. But when I was doing that and I was coming up with this mark, all of a sudden my arm just went like that, okay? And that suddenly I've gone cold, you see. So, wow, I have really gone cold. So, for me, that means that in 2 readings so far that I haven't put them out yet, so I don't know if they're right or not, and no one in the comments has told me whether they're right. But this was around Scorpio and another reading, okay, possibly Gemini or something, I don't know. But I was doing this, right, and I had said that it was to do with a fairground attraction, and someone was like doing this, you know, where you put money in and the slot machine comes over and it picks up a teddy bear and it drops. Then I realised that it was something to do with like, it's possibly something to do with like drops of something, drops of Jupiter or drops, okay? But where you pick one of those up and it drops. Now, through that, I'm picking up that it's someone's arm that could have had a stroke, a possible stroke or something, where something is gone like dead on one side or limp on one side, or they have a limp or something, okay? But through those readings, there's possible where someone could have gone through a major operation, or even an abortion, or where you know where women can go for the operation, where when they come out of hospital, I think sorry, I'm a man, so I really don't know Pisces. But you know when you can have, like, you don't want to have kids anymore and you go for an operation, and then when you come out they say do not lift a kettle, do not lift this and do not lift that, and all this kind of stuff. And I'm picking up for some of you that it could be around that area, right, where someone has just had an operation and they're very weak, and they can't lift their own arm or something, right? And it's because I don't know why they keep getting me to do that, but I'm definitely picking up for a lot of you as well, like a puppet master, which would also represent me through the tarot deck as a Capricorn energy, right? Doesn't mean if you're cross-watching Capricorn it means you. It just means that I represent that as somewhat as a puppet master that's pulling strings, right? Because it feels like that it's right, I lift that one and then you do that one, and then I lift this one, and then you all do what I say and you all do as I command. Because there's a lot of commanding, a lot of daring, and a lot of terminal stuff, and there is a lot of knocking people off, and there is a lot of narcissism also through some of you that could well be going through that, right? Now, cross watchers are all going to probably say, no, they are, and yeah, I don't care. Sorry, but I do care for people, but when it comes down to a reading, I just care about who I'm reading for and what I'm seeing and what I'm determining, right? Because they're saying that someone is very determined, like very determined and very determined. And I picked up Battle Cat, Mini Me, and Welcome Mat. Like I am not a welcome mat, or I'm welcoming in the name Matt or Mark or something, right? But they definitely keep saying M, like it's very important for someone, right? Or not important. But M, Matt or Mark, okay, or Mini or me, Mini Me, like a smaller version of you, which is a child, right? Now, I also wrote not telling this, not letting this happen anymore. Like I am not letting this, and I'm so determined that I am not going to let this happen anymore. Because I think for some of you, you possibly went back to something, right? And you went back to an old way again, and you realised that it happened again. What you was determined that wouldn't, possibly started to happen again. And if you can remember in that Pisces reading that I did when I predicted all of that stuff, pick up a pen, males, how many males have you got? I predicted all that extremely right, and all of a sudden I got loads of males personal reading and stuff as well. Okay, the King of Swords that you guys had here was also turning their back on a devil, which was good and bad. Good for it was good for a King of Swords upright in reverse, which can mean control and narcissism. But through that reading, when I'm watching it in the when I put these up and I can chat with you guys in the side window, I actually still channel some messages and then come up with another scenario. That it's actually not that much of a bad scenario with the king turning its back in reverse on the devil, meaning like I've cut that off. Like as soon as that happens, you're out, you're off. No, out. Because there was an energy around you guys through the past of what we're channeling of where you cut something off and you realised that it happened again and that you turned your back on it and that it really knocked someone off and they knocked you off at the same time, and everybody seemed to get into this battle cat with a cat or a battle cat where it's like, you're taking my power, you're trying to take my power away from me, or you're trying power of attorney. They're saying you're trying to take my power of attorney away from me, like some kind of court case or ongoing situation with an ex or a ex-marriage or a court case where it's like you're trying to take my power away from me or my parents away from me. You see, I'm picking it up that, you see, when I channel, I don't know if I'm channeling children or people or whoever's watching or whoever's involved. This is why I don't know, right? So they're saying that you're trying to take my kids away from me, or you're trying to take my parents away from me. That's what I originally heard, that you're trying to take my parents away from me. And I think that is something to do with where someone got into an argument with finding out about an ex-partner or something, and they're blaming literally you and maybe someone else to say that you're taking my parents away from me. Now, some of this is someone praying that I can actually hear from heaven, someone praying for somebody that could have well been ill, that is saying, please don't take my parents away from me, right? Please don't take them. Because there's something to do with terminal, right? That was one thing that I wrote in capitals, terminal. Now, terminal would also be of someone, obviously, of an illness that could have been, But they're also saying for some of you out there, it could well have been around an airport. Now, an airport run, that is to do with a travel company, and someone is sick to death of running people backwards and forwards to the airport or something. But they definitely said terminal, right? Now, I don't know why they're getting me to briefly look at, you see, the way I normally pick it up is if it's really not that strong, I try to think, well, how's that associating with something? But it does have something to do with an airport for some of you, and they're not quite telling me like what that is. Now, for some of you, if this is in Britain or anywhere like that, we have been struggling through PPE, whatever it is, stuff that needs delivering from airports, right? And we just suddenly in Britain, we got now, yesterday or this morning, a load of stuff that was delivered to Britain for pharmaceutical stuff, or gowns and gloves and pharmaceutical stuff for patients that work for the NHS. Now, I know that a lot of you more than likely won't be from Britain, but I am picking it up that it is something to do with medical services that is involving you or somebody that you know of that could have been ill, right? And it's involving frustration of physically not being able to get to them because you have to get to the airport. Or it's to do with this medical pharmaceutical stuff that is being waiting on to be delivered so this operation can go ahead, because someone is frustrated where there could be instances of what's going on with around the coronavirus, right? And because of that, someone got very frustrated that they were on a waiting list for a major operation, or they really do need it now, but they've probably been put back and said, I'm sorry, even though this is extremely important to you, but the coronavirus is now taking like its toll on everybody, right? So there are lists now, there are lists. And it feels like that I was on top of the list, but now I've gone to the bottom of the list, and some I've gone from the bottom to the top. I can't really tell you who. Because it feels like, wow, an old TV program they're trying to get me to look at now. Girls on Top. Girls on Top. I bet none of you will ever realise that was out, right? Girls on Top. That was, you know, absolutely fabulous with, what was their names? The two women. Really great comics. I forget what their name is now. Absolutely fabulous. You know those ones, right? Where someone come in with their makeup and she's been drinking and she's like, you know, she's had her fill, right? But they done a series like a long time ago called Girls on Top. Anyway, I'm definitely, I see I've lost now. I'm explaining. Why get me to explain it if you're going to... Why get me to explain it if I can't think of why I was trying to explain what that was? The coroner wrote the report. A report. Okay. In that, wow, that was an old show as well. Like an old version of that. In that, one of those, they said the coroner wrote the report. The coroner wrote the report. The coroner wrote the report. It's a bit like Coronation Street, right? The coroner wrote the report. It's something to do with like neighbours. Okay, home and away. Coroner. The coroner wrote the report. Home and away. See, association. Catchphrase, right. Catchphrase, right. Catch the pigeon. Now, something to do with like the coroner wrote the report of someone reporting things. It's like, well, I just need to find out what that is so I can report it back to someone. And it's like, what on earth are you reporting stuff for? Like, why am I being reported? Or why are you reporting something? Because I don't know why. It's like a news anchor or a news, something to do with the news or the newspaper or someone spreading gossip or something like that, right? For all of you, it's going to be different. But it feels like that someone's reporting everything. Like, well, I'm getting all of this stuff and I have to go and report it back to someone, and then we need to spread all of these rumours around for someone, right? And I don't know why that's coming through, because I feel like that whatever this is, it seems to be spreading, right? That's what they keep saying. It seems to be spreading. Well, that's karma for you, because that spreads around, right? And there's nothing that travels any quicker than bad news, right? I can guarantee you that bad news will land on your doorstep any quicker than any... I mean, you look at a virus, you know, a virus is everything. Trust me, empathically, I don't know about you guys, but I have literally been self-imploding, feeling the devastation of not even talking to anybody, isolating myself away, and empathically feeling the world screaming, right? Literally. And I've felt so like just trying to breathe my way through it, right? Because you can feel, obviously, we're all created from the earth, and everybody was made from the earth, and then the earth made us, and we was from God and Capricorn and everything else, and Lucifer, you know, of what people have heard me speak about, my visions of it. So if we're all created from earth and we live on it, and the earth is dying and people on it are dying, whether you're involved with them or not, you feel it, right? So I don't know if you lot have been feeling it, but trust me, I have. And that's normally when I start to think, you know what, start drinking coffee, overeating, all that kind of stuff. Me, I've really started to look at, I've stopped smoking, all that kind of stuff now. But, you know, do you guys feel that? Because I definitely do. So I'm definitely picking up that something's being reported, and someone doesn't like the fact that it's being reported back to them. And because it feels like that you have someone there that it's like, well, I need to find out what that is, just to report it back to this person first, to get their go-ahead to see about anything. And I don't know why it's coming across that it's really knocking someone off, right? Now, because I'm picking up like a headmistress or a teacher. Now, mistress, if you have anything to do with possible Capricorn or Scorpio, you want to watch those readings. As I was doing the actual tarot card back to the past, future, whatever, for Capricorn, on the side was Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal. The piece on the side, which was 3, which for me is the High Priestess, and the Hangman, which is Pisces, which is 3, right? So I don't know why I always relate the High Priestess to a Piscean, right? But I do. And they had Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan, which was the piece on the side. Now, I don't know if you're involved with a Capricorn in any way, shape or form or whatsoever, but it feels like a slice of cake. It feels like just a piece of the pie, right? The missing piece of the pie, the missing piece of the puzzle. The puzzle is now starting to come to me that some of you have this placement around you of something that isn't good for you. And I think you know it. But it seems to be the missing piece as well. Like, I just need this missing piece. And as soon... Okay. Some of these readings are now coming back to me. We had sidearm as well through that, where it was to do with gun laws and laws, or Laura, or laws, or something, or SOS, or laws, or... But laws, like gun laws, or that there are laws to this, and there's a missing piece, and that as soon as we get this missing piece, we're back as a family, or we're back. It's kind of like, Randolph, I'll buy that for $1. It's like, we're back. It's like, we're back, or someone's back, or here's Johnny, and now comes Virgo, is now here. Wow. So you got Virgo, Capricorn, here's Johnny. There's a Jonathan, or Jonathan's Jonathan. My dog is now Scripsy. All of a sudden, everybody just sidewinds you, and it comes out of nowhere. So, shut up! There you go. So my dog will do that. If you just do that or something, it will just literally go mad, and it all happens outside my door. So anyway, there is something to do with like... I just showed my masculine side on TV. Well, on YouTube anyway. Yeah, there is something to do with like something like the missing piece of the puzzle and the missing piece of the pie. It's like as soon as we get this equation right, and as soon as I get it's like someone's trying to figure something out to do with like coding, or good luck with that one, because I mean that's awakenings. You know, you start to put pieces together. But it's like I'm just missing this major code. It's like as soon as I get this code to their bank account, I'm in there. It feels like as soon as I get this final piece of the code, that it's going to open something up. What on earth is that about? As soon as I get this missing bank piece or side piece, as soon as I get this side piece back, like, we're back as a threesome. What? As soon as I get my side piece back and my side iron back, we're back in action, and we're back. It's like as soon as I get my third arm or my third leg, as soon as I get that, we're back. Because I don't know why I'm picking up on some kind of like bionic man, like Stevie, what was his name? The Bionic Man, Steve Austin, right? Steve Austin. But like as soon as I get my missing leg or my missing piece back, I'm off. Okay, well, this could literally be that someone did lose something. I mean, this could be like a hip replacement or something. I don't know why they're getting me to relate that to Steve Austin, right? But also like biological father. As soon as I get my biological father back, I'm back. Someone is like really going through trying to find out if they're the biological son of God, of Leo, of a preacher man, of like, oh, I just need to find out if I am the biological father first. What on earth are you guys going through? What on earth are some of you going through? I need to find out this medical stuff or this blood work to find out if I'm truly the biological father or biological mother. But you won't be a biological mother, right? You know if you give birth to someone. So it's got to be a father, right? The Son, the Father and the Holy Ghost. Of something like, I need to find a certificate to find out who my biological father was. So if this isn't you, then this message is coming from your son, right? That's weird. Something to do with like needing to find biological pharmaceuticals or pharma like products of like what do you call it? Wow, yeah, I was going to get that. What's that really good product that you can take that's really good for you? They give you put it in curries and stuff normally, but you can get like a really good strain and vine of it, and you can actually get them. But there's some that you don't want, and there's some that you really do that are pure. What on earth is that called? It's not medicine. It's pure and it's natural and it's a herb or something, and you can use it. I really wish I could think what that was. Please state that in the comment section if you can grasp what I'm trying to think of. It's not a root. It is a root. It comes from a root, but normally you get it in powder. But you can buy them in tablets, or you can actually buy the root, and it's actually really good for you, right? I forget what that is, but I was going to buy some myself. But like that kind of thing, like organic, like things that are organic, that are actually really not like out there and all this congealed, shoved birds all shoved up inside one another, and it's all that. It's no. We're talking about like pure stuff, like pure. So, I mean, for me personally, I have CBD oil. I take CBD oil. I think that it's great stuff. I do, it's natural. So I use CBD oil. So that kind of stuff, like something that has oil in it, right? But it's pure. Whatever it is, it seems to be pure, right? But so hopefully a lot of you are not like taking the herb or something like that, but it could well be pure stuff. But some of this, it could be CBD oil, and a lot of you are probably taking it for an ailment or something. But those kind of things, even with that other one I was saying about, you can have it in hair products and God knows what else it comes in, but it's expensive. It's not cheap. It is expensive. So I don't know if you're looking into that kind of thing or not. I don't know. We seem to have gone way off tangent of what these were. So your channel messages, what I wrote was Battle Cat. Minnie, me, welcome Matt, not letting this happen again, determination and terminal. Now some of you, this could be I'm looking at monitor. That just suddenly went bloop and turned into a monitor, like a baby monitor of something that, okay, some of you could be wanting to go through a termination. Sorry, I put that and all of a sudden, trust me, it just changed. Code to me, when I watch it, it changes, right? Trust me, it does. It changes. Motion, tracking monitor, motion, monitored. Something's being monitored and closely monitored, like a heart monitor. or a heart murmur, or someone's condition, or someone's health condition is being closely monitored, right? But some of this is going down to possible a termination that someone is looking for. Oh, okay, sorry, that could well be coming through those channel messages where it's like, I need to find out the biological father first to see, and I don't know whether I should have a termination or whether not, because I don't know if the father's going to be someone that's going to stand up and support me. You know, do you know what I'm saying? That's what they're saying. You know, that there's something I need to find out who the biological father is first before I go and have a child, because I don't know whether I'm actually going to be a single mum or have this person by my side raising a child, and I'm contemplating and I really don't know yet on who the father is. Okay, that's enough. That's enough, Pisces. That's enough channeling for today. I wasn't actually going to do your reading. I really struggled to actually try and channel for Capricorn and the past Dowdu. For Scorpio, wow, they had something very controlling going on in their life. Well, whether they were relating to it or not, I don't know, because we'll have to see. But I don't know. It was very difficult for me to get through the cloud, right? Get through the cloud. Google or something, pictures, like baby pictures on the cloud, and I'm trying to get onto my cloud account to try and find these pictures. Someone has got these pictures on the Google Cloud, and they might be family. Oh, okay, some of you probably don't want people to see those ones. Okay, Pisces, we'll just put it that way. I don't know why someone's got some pictures on the cloud. On the cloud. Or there's a shadow on something. Okay, well, we're going into some strange messages, Pisces. I think we're going to leave those ones there. But again, someone could be looking on the cloud, right, for some pictures of someone. Of your mum. Sorry, I just heard the reference that came from which was, wow, you guys are really not going to want to hear this message. You know the film that has Chunk in it and Sloth? Hey, you guys! And at the beginning, he stands there and says, look, I've got some pictures of you. I don't know why. Someone has some pictures of someone's mum. Okay? You know, I'm not going to say the rest of that one, but that's the film association that they're getting me to look at, right? But someone's got some pictures of their mum, right? Now, if that's not weird, right? If that isn't weird and you lot are not on that weird kick, then this is like looking up old photograph memories of my mum, right? Because this is, like I said, this is a mother, right? So something definitely to do with your mum or being a mum or pregnancy or something. Now we are looking into the past, guys, right? Just put it that way. But we're looking into our past with my mum, and I'm looking over and going over the living years with my mum. It's like, I mean, some of you possibly do get on with your mum, some of you possibly don't. But again, right, there's like living years, the living memories of like living years. Every generation blames the one before. Yeah, blaming. Someone's blaming. Someone's blaming a mother, or a mother is blaming someone. But again, hey ho, but definitely something to do with like a mother blaming somebody, right? Blames the one before. Every generation blames the one before. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, right? It's like this is, I need your attention. This is, I love you. I love you. Someone put the L word out there. Someone put the L, or the spell. I put a spell on you, because you're mine. Someone put a spell on you. It's probably a Scorpio. They could have put a spell on you. Don't ask me why I like that. I put songs. Can anybody remember in the comment section that I used to put songs in all of my past videos going from 2017 all the way back? And when I first started, I used to put songs in. For Scorpio, it was that song. I put a spell on you, right? Someone's under someone's spell, or someone's under this influence of like a love spell, They're having a spell. Someone's having a spell. A spelling bee. A spelling bee? Don't know. Show me what's been going on with Pisces. What's been going on with Pisces? These are not your conventional tarot readings, guys. That I try to get back to that kind of thing. You see, spell. Someone had a spell of depression, right? Someone had a spell of depression. They had this spell of where everything was good, everything was gravy, and all of a sudden, it was like, why on earth do I feel like put out? Why do I feel pushed out? Don't push me out. I love you. Don't push me out. And then someone started acting from a low vibration and started blaming, and that could have been where, if you did have any dynamics, that's where that came from. Someone was wanting love and wanting your attention, but it feels like that you turned your back on someone here. Now that can also be a mother at the same time that has Virgo in their chart. It could be a Pisces' mum, but your mum might have Virgo in their chart, right? But it feels like that someone turned their back on it, and it was like, don't turn your back on me, don't push me out, don't leave me out, I need your help, I need your support. And it's kind of like, I'm not a welcoming mat. I'm not someone that can just suddenly just start to do everything in the name of love like you two. In the name of love. It's like, whoa, what's in the name of love? It's like, well, I love you, sure, but I'm not a welcoming mat. I'm not someone that can just, I'm hearing Matt as well, Matt, like Damon. Matt Damon or Damien. I mean, this could definitely be a Capricorn involved. But Matt Damon. Are you watching, Matt? But again, I definitely feel like someone really needed some help because of a mental illness or a condition. Obviously, depression is still a mental illness, okay? But there was some kind of condition that someone put someone under, pressure, and they felt that energy, and they turned their back on them for a short period, and they looked back at their mum for some support, right? Or their parent guardian for some support. Now, if you are the mum, right, then it might be that you've got people searching for you. Someone's searching for someone. They're looking for somebody in the dark. They're looking for someone in the dark. Well, I'm hearing some songs, right? Dancing in the dark. Been going on with Pisces. Wow, you've been getting some tension. This person wanted your attention, but you more likely turned their back on them. This person could have used any kind of tactic at all in order to get your attention. They might have really needed your help, but for some strange reason, I think that you turned your back for a short period of time, and it was like, that energy is too much. I can't cope with that amount of like attention that is needed. It's because someone's definitely getting attention or needed it, but there are people going in separate ways here. The 6 is going the way, and Virgo is going this way. It's like all our energies were going in different directions. Everything came at me in different directions. You know, people were needing my attention all over the place, and where did it all come from? It's like, I need your attention and I need your help. But someone loves this attention. Trust me, they do. They love the amount of attention that they get. Because this Empress, she doesn't move. She doesn't budge. Her ego doesn't budge. It don't. This Empress will remain being an Empress to her. Right? So there's a lot of well, I need the rights. I need the legal rights. I need the legal representation. I need things to be right. And if they're not right, then, and they don't feel right, then sort yourself out. Right? Sort yourself out. Because why would this Virgo energy be here around such good news when a Virgo energy that can represent, I'm not saying Virgos, if you're cross-watching, you're bad news. I'm just saying that such light energy around such dark energy, right? Because a Hermit energy for me would be an answer in a tarot card deck of no, right? Because it can mean a low energy. So it means highs and lows, right? High and low. Swing low, sweet chariot, I'm gonna take me home. Sweet, sweet chariot. Let's see what's been going on with Pisces. going on with Pisces? You see, things got a little violent. Things got a little bit too much. Too much attention was required by someone. And they said, let's stop. Please just stop asking me all of the time to give you every minute of the attention that I possibly have. I can't muster up the strength to give you any more. Someone lost the will to live a little. There could have been, I mean, trust me, through April, really May, there was a very confused Virgo out there. There was, because that was serious amount of depression that came from Virgo readings last month. There was possible thoughts of suicide in that. You know, there was serious amount of depression, and feeling pushed out and shunned out. But again, Virgo energy, they have to find themselves, because what they find themselves in is a pickle, is in a jar of their sign, meaning they represent dark and light, the same as what you do, Pisces. You're the opposites. Opposites attract the same substance of low and high, right? So they were pulling you back as you were pulling away, right? But they needed you for something, but you couldn't cope. So because of that energy of you pretty much being the same, what you did was just trigger each other off, which has probably knocked one another off a little, where you slipped into a time warp of a mirror of confusion, right? And also possibly a transfusion that could have gone on through something. Now, there could have been a bout of depression where this communication got a little bit too heated because someone was wanting too much attention. When I'm at work, or when I've got things to do, or I'm looking after my family, or I'm looking after my stuff, when I'm looking after number one, it's like I put myself first above everybody else, right? So because I don't always have time in order to sort out an energy. You see, I'm going to get some stick. I'm going to get some stick. But again, the energy of the card of Virgo represents needing to find themselves. And a lot of times they can find themselves in a pickle and in a jar, right? They really can. And I think that this Virgo here got in a bit of a jam by a little bit of possible feeling pushed out, because they were looking at you for support when you turn your back on them, pretty much. Now, family, you could have turned your back on family, or you could have found yourself in a situation where family turned themselves on you. Okay? But it all stems back from the leading card of the Empress, which is a Pisces, which is also your mum, right? So if you have a condition around your mum, there is a hidden mask of illusion of self-isolation and depression, right? Which can come out in many forms, which can come out in OCD, right? Which means it can be someone that can be over-cleanly or maybe under-cleanly. That doesn't mean their physical appearance. That just means that they can be someone that can use a tactic to avoid a lot of things of depression by using it by being very cleanly or possibly very uncleanly. Who knows, right? But there is a mask here. There is a mask. And there is a warding spell also. I'll just let you guys know that one. That there's a warding spell. A warning off sign. Right? Now, whatever that is, make up your minds, because I don't know. Don't slip yourselves into illusion thinking, yeah, they're casting spells, but I've never seen them doing it. You've got to see it with your own eyes to believe it. If not, don't give power to it. But again, they're saying something about a warning off. I warned you. I warned you this would happen, and I told you if you just go ahead and just do all that kind of thing, then this would happen. I told you. I told you so. That's what they're saying. That could literally be something easy as a warning sign. But I told you this would happen. If you go and do it, I told you it would happen. Can't give you all the attention that you require and you need, so I had to cut that off. It's the same sword as what the king holds. It was just a message that was sent from the king that sent it out here to say, no, I can't give you all that attention that you need. Okay, So that's your Back to the Future reading and your future predictions, or whatever that represents as. Okay. Now what we do is we look into your May tarot card reading. It was going to be a set of readings that I was going to do just for patrons, but I thought, well, I'll just do this and put this for people here. But this is $5. Sun, rising, Venus, Jupiter, you and your partner, if you want to watch them, it's literally $5 to watch your full May spread, and then whatever we probably come out through that, okay? Then we will also do the you versus them, the dark side reading, where we split the energies down and we look at you versus them. They will come out after these readings, but they will still go to patrons. So if you join Patreon for $5, you obviously get to watch all the extendeds. If you want a personal reading or follow anything, you can find everything in the link below in the show more section, guys. I really do appreciate your time and let me read for you. And anything that you need, you can find in the show more section below. Okay, so we're going to do your May reading and then clarify the cards. All right, guys, thanks very much, Pisces. Catch you again soon.